just talk the entire time. And then I would just talk the entire time. I swear, I was terrible in group projects because anytime we were all together discussing things, we would be discussing about the project, and then I would get us sidetracked, and it would be like an hour, and then it's like, we kind of did only 10 minutes of discussion, but I was good at making friends. So that's all that really matters. And I pulled my weight. If you are doing a group project right now, if you are going to be doing a group project in the future, be the person that gets their work done. Be that person. And encourage the other people around you to be that person. Also, don't do the work that is not being done by, oh, is that a fruit fly? No, it isn't. I thought it was a fruit fly. Don't be the person that begins doing work for the members of your group who are not doing their work, because A, that's your time. That is in the same, I think it is a fruit fly. That's your time in the same way that you wouldn't do extra work for your job if you're not getting paid for it. Your marks are your salary, and you're not going to be doing any extra work that you're not being paid for. Email your professor, email your teacher. Do what you need to do. Speak with a TA. Do something beforehand. Proactivity is always great. Don't just hand in the project and say, oh yeah, by the way, so-and-so didn't do their part of the project, so you're just not getting it. That is, I wouldn't say the ideal way to go about it. I would just say, like, email your prof, email your TA, just say, hey, we've noticed that whoever it is isn't returning their work on deadline, isn't returning quality work. You could even send in a sample of the work that you and the other members of your group are doing that is quality work, and just say, hey, I think we're being shortchanged by our group member. Be proactive about it, like I say, because that is the way that you get, like, that's the way that you get fairly graded, and I think it's really difficult to, like, especially in, like, first or second year, because professors are at times very scary people unless you have great professors. But the thing is that university, we are a university household. We are Canadian. We don't say college. If you are in university, it can be tempting to think that, well, it's just free-for-all, it's unfair, it's difficult, but if you advocate for yourself, it gets so much easier, I swear. I don't know why, but I think it is because speaking with people comes naturally to me. In the very beginning of my first year, I began developing good relationships with my professors, and that came from me being a teacher's pet in high school. Not a teacher's pet, but I had good relationships with all of my teachers in high school. Just as, like, a general rule, I never wanted to be the person who was a problem, and that's because I was just a goodie. But, so I kind of carried that mentality into university. I was 17 when I did my first year, and that was, I think, it was a great experience in some ways, and it was a not great experience in one way. Well, the one way was that I wasn't 18, so I couldn't go out drinking yet. Does it mean that I didn't? I'll leave you to guess that. But the good part about relationships with my professors, because the one was a history class and I just flat forgot to do a paper. And this was like, it was a 200 level course in my first year, and I don't know what I was thinking when I put that in my schedule, but I didn't really have like a good sense for like, oh, that'll be too difficult. It wasn't too difficult, it was just the workload was like, it was on another level, at least for me at that time. So I had just accidentally forgotten to do one of our weekly papers, and I told my professor, I was like, I'm so sorry, I've got to be honest, it slipped my mind. I was starting my first few months of teaching swimming lessons at this point. I was dealing with 5 classes that semester, and he looked at me and he was like, as long as this doesn't happen again and you get the paper to me by the weekend, you're golden. So, advocate for yourself. If that is difficult for you, email people. You don't have to attend office hours. I never went to a single office hours at all, because it was easier for me to approach them. If it's more difficult for you, that's completely valid, and I understand, because the intimidation factor is wild. It absolutely is, because it's like, not only are you feeling the weight of the future, you're also feeling like the weight of social pressures, the weight of a drastically evolved workload, because it's not just more work, it's also more different work. And despite the fact that in my first semester I had less assignments quantity than my grade 12 year, I had far more, like those assignments that I did have were weighted a little bit more, and then also the quality was, the quality expected of me was higher, so that is terrifying, and I think if you have difficulty trying to build that relationship with your professors, I think it really goes to, it would be to your credit to email, and this is where I kind of get into like my weird kind of state of not, I never lied to a professor. I never lied. Well, that's a story time video. I've lied to professors a few times, but if I didn't see a professor very often, if I didn't have an opportunity to flag them after class, sometimes I would just send them an email with a question that maybe I already knew the answer to. But the point is to get your name out there. You never want to be a nameless student. Of course, when you're thinking of like a psychology 101 type class where there's 250 other people in that room with you, that gets more difficult. But again, I didn't have any of those classes until my second semester of my first year. The first semester, I was lucky enough where I think my largest class size was 75 people. So, definitely advocate for yourself. Become somebody that professor remembers however you can. And that will make your ride much smoother. Keep on top of things, of course, but like, it helps to have somebody in your corner who also just happens to be the person who's giving you your grade. But yeah, I don't know how I got to, making it being easy to talk to people. But yeah, that's another weird thing. Like I said, like, I find it very easy to talk to people, but I'm very much a homebody. I had a lot of, I have difficulty motivating myself to get out and like do things. If it's with a certain like set of my friends, in the past I've been good, but I find that I tend to isolate myself a lot, especially if I'm not going through a very good time mental health wise. So I find it hard to strike that balance. And then the other thing that I do is like, especially if they're my friends, if I have gone through a period of isolating myself, sometimes I will think when I want to reach back out, I will think to myself, they're like, they must hate me because I haven't been around, and I need to sort of deprogram myself from that. I need to deprogram myself from that because I just need to learn how to strike the balance between being a homebody and then also being somebody who is outgoing. So it's just, I don't know, social stuff is fascinating to me in that way, where like how every human is different. If I didn't take like the degree that I did take, just because the reason why I don't reveal what my degree is or what I do for work is just because I work with, the work that I do is with a vulnerable population. So I try to keep that separate, just to keep that part of my life and the people that I work for and the people that I serve through my work safe. But if I didn't take my degree that I took, I absolutely would have taken a psychology degree. I think psychology is fascinating. I think if I had to choose, I would probably have chosen like developmental psychology or something like that because it's just so fascinating. It just so happens that like my best friend who I've known, the one that I met through lifeguarding, and school, but lifeguarding is where we really became like good friends. That friend is now in her like post-grad program for like developmental and child psychology, and it's such interesting work. Like even just reading the DSM-5 is fascinating, especially since it's a controversial document. It's a very useful document, but it's of course categorized